Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix this bad boy together. Guys, it took about 3 hours for the lawsuit to be printed and filed. That's right, the lawsuit challenging the whole NFA from the zero tax adjustments that just happened when Trump signed the bill last night. It's already filed. It's in the Fifth Circuit. We're going to walk through the entire thing. So, if you guys are down to keep pushing for the fight, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and of course, jump on over to my X profile where we are constantly grinding for freedom. We are about to tip over 23,000 followers, and the ability to send out this information to spread our Second Amendment and the rights of which we have. Boom, amazing, incredible, almost better than YouTube. In fact, in some cases it was. So, check it out. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I want to jump into this really quickly on this Saturday, July 5th, right after July 4th. And I hope you guys had an amazing Independence Day. Have all of your digits, and you had amazing time celebrating our country. All right, let's get right into this, and I'll show you a few highlights from the actual lawsuit itself. Gun Owners of America just filed this. Thank you to Frack Action, Palmetto Armory, Silencer Co., and Silencer Shop, and BT USA for joining the fight with us. We won't quit fighting until the NFA is a thing of the past. Now, here's what you have to understand while we're going into this. This is not the only coalition that will be launching this website. Excuse me, this lawsuit. There's also one that FPC is involved in. FPC, NRA, and some others went over here. American Suppressor Association, I think Second Amendment Foundation went with one. They're going to do one. And then GOA, FRAC, Silencer Co., Silencer Shop, and Palmetto State Armory and FRAC Action are doing another. We have two moving through the systems. Guys, I don't have a preference which one wins. I want this to win. In general, period, full stop. I'm not going to go horse A, I'm not going to go horse B, I'm going to go both horses, go team. All right? As we go into this, and that one is filed as well, I'm going to tell you about it, but I want to hit a couple of details here because remember, this is only possible because they struck the tax to zero. You remember how Chris Murphy was doing that magical amendment at the late of night in the Senate, trying to get the tax from zero up to $1 in that amendment? It failed because he's Chris Murphy. But you have to understand, there was a very specific reason. They did not want this, what I'm showing you on screen right now, to become a reality. Because Chris Murphy is completely in the pocket of Everytown for Gun Safety, Brady for Gun Safety, Giffords.org, Everytown for Guns, for March for Our Lives, Moms Ban Action, all of them. They all have him just on the speed dial, just ding, 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 ding. He's their guy. They didn't want this to happen because right here, this is why you're seeing all of it come together. Let's get into this real quick. So here's the complaint. Silencer Shop Foundation, Gun Owners of America, Firearm Regulatory Accountability Coalition, B&T, Palmetto State Armory, Silencer Co., Weapon Research, Gun Owners Foundation, and Brady Wetz by counsel filed this complaint against the ATF, United States Department of Justice, Pamela Bondi in her official capacity as Attorney General, and Daniel Driscoll in his official capacity as Acting Director of the ATF. Now, excuse me, as we get into the introduction here, listen to what is possible now that the shifting of the ground has occurred, okay? Enacted in 1934, the National Firearms Act is premised on Congress's taxing power. That is what we were screaming from the rooftops on this channel for 3 months. You guys were here. You guys made it known as well. You fully understand. This is the point of the outcome. If you have no taxing power, but you're still infringing on the rights, you're overstepping your bounds in a massive way. Let's continue. The act imposed a $200 tax, approximately $5,000 in today's dollars, on the manufacture and transfer of particular classes of firearms. The NFA authors left no doubt that the NFA was an exercise of the taxing power, and the Supreme Court upheld it on that basis. This has been the uncontroversial understanding of courts and commentators for nearly a century. So, completely leaving no questions, it is a tax. It is using a taxation power. Even the framing of the statute, taxation power. If they don't have, or if they are not collecting taxes, they are now in an open, vulnerable position. That's the idea. Everyone's known it for a full century. Supreme Court has agreed on it. There is precedent out the wazoo on this one. Anyway, let's continue. This is a very well-written lawsuit. But the NFA no longer imposes any tax on the vast majority of firearms it purports to regulate. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which Congress and President enacted on July 4th, 2025, keep in mind, this thing was filed like 2 hours after that, zeroes the manufacture and transfer tax on nearly all NFA regulated items. This means the constitutional foundation on which the NFA rested has dissolved. Guys, you have to understand how important that is. What we've been talking about for 3 months, every single foundation of power that they were resting on was taxation. As it's quoted, it has been dissolved. If that's been dissolved, what else do you think can be dissolved? Let's continue. Catch up here. And the NFA cannot be upheld under any other Article 1 power. Not possible. Again, we covered this. With respect to the untaxed firearms, the Act is now unconstitutional. They are going after the entire Act, as they should, properly and well-founded. Guys, this is seriously a death knell. This is it. As this works through, this is going to be one to watch. I cannot wait to see the second one that comes out, because FPC doesn't have a reputation for holding anything back either. I'm really looking forward to it. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act left undisturbed the NFA's registration requirements and restrictions on manufacture and transfer, which for most NFA firearms now lack any accompanying exercise of Congress's taxing power. Plaintiffs are individuals and organizations who are burdened by the NFA's regulatory requirements pertaining to untaxed firearms. Plaintiffs seek to order declaring that the NFA is unconstitutional with respect to the untaxed firearms it purports to regulate and enjoining enforcement of the unconstitutional provisions. That's the whole ball of wax. Everything. They are going directly after the NFA in its entirety because it is not being supported by taxation. This is a big one, guys. Let me get in here real quick and show you some other things they put in here and the counts that they're asking for and the remedies, because the remedies are important. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act. On July 4th, 2025, President Donald J. Trump signed into law the One Big Beautiful Bill. You saw it happen. The act eliminated the transfer and manufacture tax on all NFA firearms except machine guns and destructive devices. The transfer and manufacture tax on machine guns and destructive devices remains at $200, but the transfer and manufacture tax is now set to $0 for silencers, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and the NFA's any other weapon category. ATF, nevertheless, continues to enforce the transfer and registration requirements established in the NFA against plaintiffs and other similar situated parties. Now, I'm not going to read the counts themselves. I'm going to read the prayer for relief. Because listen to what they want. This is what they are desiring on the back end, the outcome that they desire, okay? Prayer for relief. Wherefore, plaintiffs request that this court enter the following relief. The relief. This is what they want to happen. A. Declare the NFA's registration and transfer requirements pertaining to untaxed firearms exceed Congress's enumerated powers. It does, 100% correct. B. Enjoin defendants and their employees, agents, successors, or any other person acting in concert with them from implementing, enforcing, or otherwise acting under the authority of the NFA with respect to untaxed firearms. Award plaintiffs their reasonable costs, including attorney fees, and we're going to make you pay for it. Grant plaintiffs any and all such other and further relief to which they are justly entitled at law and in equity. Dated July 4th, 2025. Guys, objectively, it's starting. The Palmetto State GOA FRAC B&T lawsuit is now filed. FPC's Second Amendment Foundation, NRA, and ASA, American Suppressor Association, theirs is going to be filed as well, probably in a different circuit. Guys, we are in a position right now, because of the actions which you guys fought for. This is a pretty interesting position to be in. Who thought a year ago that we'd be in a spot where we would have actual grounds and standing and file the lawsuits to destroy the NFA based off of current events? This is a hell of a time to be alive. I hope every single one of you is having an amazing Saturday. I will let everything be, or link everything in the description box below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.